Alrighty, what are we doing today? We're doing a variety show. What do I mean by that? What I mean is that I'm going to sort of collate a couple of video ideas that I was thinking about that didn't really um, stretch out to be a long enough video on their own. Um, that this sounds sort of like slop, like low effort crap. It is. It is. But yeah, I'm working on other stuff right now. Yeah, let's get started. Okay, so up next is probably the single most requested, maybe not video topic, but just, I guess, question that I get, which is how do I make my videos look so cinematic and movie-like? I will break that down for you. Really, it's three things. And before, you mentioned, like, this is all technical stuff. This is all stuff you can just buy. Um, so, yeah, easy. So, first of all, I am using a Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 4K. Uh, the reason I'm using this is that it can shoot in RAW, it can do RAW formats. It is a high bit depth sensor. What this means is that, instead of it being a, more compressed dynamic range, basically, the width of how bright things, the width of like max dark to max bright for each individual color channel, red, blue, green. Um, what this does is that because of the increased resolution, so to speak, of the dynamic range, it allows you to really push and pull more info out of the picture. And even more importantly, it allows you to use something called a lookup table. Number two, color grading. This is where lookup tables come in. What these are is it's basically like, okay, here's probably the best way to explain this. I'm going to turn off the color grading for this right now. It should look just like this really bad. But because of this, like what you're seeing is just actual raw video. The color is all stripped out because it's just trying to condense as much color information as possible into the video. This is what I can do. Like, this is why the glasses look like this in the video, because I have the white balance dialed in to allow it to like map any amount of yellow past a certain point to bright orange without having to use a mask or anything like that. Um, and then finally, uh, I guess it's four things. So that's the first two. Third thing, lighting. Um, you need way more lighting than I think most people who don't shoot video would expect that you possibly would. This is actually where the yellow glasses originally came from, because when I started out, here, 1 second, let me move this from I'm in my very cramped apartment right now. God damn it. So this is what I'm using for lighting. This is just like an Elgato key light on a tripod, um, which is, it's enough. But when I was first starting out with the channel, I did not have enough money for one of those. So what I was using was a like a photo flood. Like if you remember from the TikTok, the big, not the light bulb that explodes, but the big blue one, um, ultra bright stage lighting. And because of the fact that I was sitting there staring into a really bright blue light bulb for however long it took me to film the video, that's where the Hunter S. Thompson shooting glasses came from, to balance that out. And then most importantly, an anamorphic lens. This is most of what makes it look like this. This is why it has the black bars on the top and bottom of the screen. I don't add those in post. It's not a fake crop, it's a real one. What these do is that they're a lens where the front lens element is not spherical, it is cylindrical. So it takes, a wider image and it squeezes it in. And then, it started out for movie projectors where to get widescreen, what they would do is in order to make maximum use of the available space on the film stock, they would take a panoramic image, squeeze it down, and then when projecting it, they'd project it through the same type of anamorphic lens and project it back out. This causes a very distinct kind of look when it comes to both the bokeh and lens flare. It gives you these weird horizontal stripe lens flares, and then the bokeh is oval shaped instead of like circle shaped. And in a more kind of abstract sense, what it does is, or I guess more literal sense, what it does is out of focus stuff in the background is getting defocused at a different rate vertically than it is horizontally. That's why movies look like movies, and things taken with regular camera lenses that have a real shallow depth of field look like LinkedIn headshots. And then on some of these, I've got a mist filter. I think this is a KNF Concept Nano K Black Diffusion 1.4 82 millimeter. This just gives things a glow. I don't have one on here. What you're seeing on this is actually a Nikon. It's a Nikon AIS lens from the 70s, but I have a anamorphic adapter on the front of it. And actually, just to demonstrate what I mean here, let me just. Okay, well, I guess I can't. I have that screwed on here really tight. But yeah, I don't know where I was going with that. But yes, that is what makes the videos look cinematic. All right, we're back to this camera angle. Number 2, what is the next segment? It's going to be a knife review. Yeah, no, this isn't going to become a knife review channel. It's not even going to become a regular segment. I'm really not going to do another one of these. However, this has replaced my old daily carry knife, and I liked it enough that I want to do a review of it. And also, I mostly just want to show it off because it's clear. You see, this is made out of ultem, the infamous piss crystal. And they make guitar picks out of it, they make airplane parts out of it. It's PEI. So, what is it? It is a Kershaw Livewire Ultim Edition, I believe. It has a spear point blade. When I first got it, I don't think I was as impressed by it initially as I would have been if I'd gotten it in this condition. And it turns out what I needed to do was, it was a little squeaky, it was a little, it wasn't really torqued down all the way. What I needed to do was, A, break it in a little bit, you know, extend it and retract it a couple hundred times, and then also remove this top part and completely lubricate the inside. I used some kind of like gun lubricant, and after doing that, it is the action is flawless. You can go real fast with it. Blade lockup is very solid. Very, very, very little blade play to note. It's excellent. Kershaw, sponsor me. Free advertising. So if you're at all interested in vintage digital cameras, you've probably heard of the so-called magic of a CCD sensor, like the one in this Canon G11. The CCD versus CMOS thing is basically nonsense, but because people want to know anyways, here is how you can detect if a given digital camera has a CCD sensor or a CMOS one. Okay, let me turn on my flashlight. And you see the big vertical line coming off of it. This is because of the CCD sensor. This is how you can tell that you're using one of those. How did I change my shirt back so very quickly? Movie magic. Anyways, what we're doing next is a MRE review, a meal ready to eat. Meal rarely edible, meal refusing to exit, whatever you want to call it. We are going with the lentil stew with potatoes flavor, which was by popular demand. There was a poll that I did on Twitter. Yeah, let's get this opened up. It's a callback. Alright, let's see what we have in here. I'm probably going to have to change the camera angle on this. Alright, sweet, our stuff. We have got grape jelly, nut and raisin mix, gross. Lemonade power stick beverage, it's like Gatorade lemonade. Tortillas to eat them with. What else do we have? We have a shortbread cookie. And then the main event, the lentil stew. Okay, let me fix this camera again. So, how do these work? Well, you have this plastic packet of fun right here, which while it heats up, I will explain how it works. You can do all kinds of things with these, actually. Then you've got your boxed main packet. There we go. Now you slot this in here. It will heat it up. You put this back into your box of choice. Not of choice, the one that it came with. I don't know why I just said that. And then you will need 2 ounces of water, which I have prepared for once. Pour that shit in here. Kind of fold this inside. Should start getting real hot. I'm going to put this over here. Actually, I might need to move because of the fact that that's going to be putting out hydrogen gas. Indeed. This MRE, along with this stylish Swiss Alpenflosch parka, same one from last ad spot, but I removed one of the pockets. And these are side entry now, are both from our sponsor, Americana Pipedream. Are they really our sponsor? Well, they sponsored last video. I'm giving this one to them as a freebie because, honestly, because like admin results' spot for them looked way better than mine, so I was like, hey, okay, I'm gonna give them 2 shitty ones instead of 1 good one. And also, low-key, like I completely forgot the contract that I had for the sponsor that I was supposed to have lined up, so now I gotta fill one to keep you guys used to their being sponsors. Americana Pipedream. Great guys. It's still very hydrogen-y in here. My head is starting to hurt. I'll be back in a second. Okay, let's get this plated and try it so I can get this foul-smelling packet out of here. Yeah, this has all the various nasties from the heating process. And I'm gonna go wash this off, actually. God damn it. So, what was in that weird plastic baggie that I put the other one in? And why did it get so hot when I poured water into it? Well, that was a flameless ration heater. Those things are fun to play with. What those are is they're little pouches filled with, I think by weight, 95% magnesium powder, 5% iron powder, and then with the addition of table salt. But basically, when you pour water into it, it undergoes something that is an exothermic reduction oxidation reaction, or redox. And what happens there is that magnesium in the presence of water will rapidly oxidize, kind of analogous to iron in oxygen. And then the addition of the iron particles speeds up this reaction through a process called redox. Now, what happens with this is that when you have iron metal and magnesium metal in a solution with the presence of a electrolyte, aka salt, and then water, what happens with that is that it more or less creates a galvanic cell where it's just like each one of those little particles in the presence of an electrolyte is making a tiny little battery that is short-circuiting and generating heat. So that's what happens. Now, the problem with those is that they do emit hydrogen gas, so you can't, you shouldn't be doing it in your apartment. But Whatever. Okay, let's take a look at this. I'm sure this one is, like, honestly, this one sounds pretty good. I have eaten about 10 billion of these just over the course of both, you know, like growing up, like as a kid while camping, stuff like that, and also as a adult because I'm weird. It's like, oh yeah, I'm sure this looks really appetizing, but it smells good, actually. It looks to be some kind of lentil-based goop, like what it says on the tin. Okay, I'll get that. If only I had a wet nap. Oh, look, I do. We will eat this and then continue on to the rest of everything. Also, like anyone who's watching an MRE review, like, knows what these come with. Like, it is an default MRE. Yeah, there we go. Cool. Yeah, we just go ahead and add the pepper. Unfortunately, no longer the little Tabasco bottles. Tragedy. It's got potatoes in it. Honestly, pretty good. It's MRE. It is this. I'll get a close-up or something. There's Smarties, there's creamer packet, there is a lemonade power stick beverage. It's got a nice little silver circle on it. I mostly wanted to do this to do the Americana pipedream spot and also talk about how ration heaters work.